All right, I'm going to teach you something that does happen on the junior high test, okay? So it's going to give you, only people who've taken algebra is this going to make sense to, okay? If you're not in algebra yet, this is not going to make sense to you. So they're going to give you some binomial, right? All right? And what I want you to do, first of all, there's a 1 here and there's a 3 there, okay? And they're going to ask you, what would the coefficient of x to the first, y to the third be, okay? Now, there's 2 parts to this, okay? We're going to have 2 parts to this. The first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do a factorial. So what you're going to do is the bottom of the fraction is going to be this factorial times this factorial. So 1 factorial times 3 factorial, okay? Over 1 plus 3 is 4, okay? So it's going to be 4 factorial over 1 factorial, 3 factorial. We're going to have to figure that out first. So look at this one here. If I have x to the 4th, y to the 1st, right? So that's going to be 4 to the factorial times 1 factorial over, what's the top going to be? Someone help me out. What's the top going to be?
5 factorial.
5 factorial, okay? That's the first thing I have to do. So I need to calculate that first, okay? So I'm going to do this one. 4 factorial over 1 factorial, 3 factorial. That's easy. That's 4. That's easy, right? So that's 4. So you're going to do 4 times. Now here's the second half. You're going to take, I need to go back to this. This is 1 and this is 3, right? You're going to tug that number, plug it in here, and you're going to take that number and plug it in here. So you're going to do 1 to the first times 3 to the third. 1 to the first is 1. 3 to the third is 27. 27 times 1 is 27. So the answer is going to be 4 times 27, which is 108. So let me do it the second one, right? Remember how I got this? Remember how I got this part? I took these two numbers, the 4 and the 1, that became my denominators, right? I just added them together, that became my numerator, right? I do 5 factorial or 4 factorial, 1 factorial, which is 5. I'm not going to explain why that's true, but that's 5, okay? 5 times, now what do? I plug the 3 in for x, and be careful here, and I plug the negative 2 in for y. So I'm going to do 3 to the 4th times negative 2 to the 1st. That's 81 times negative 2, right? So I'm going to get, look, I'm not even going to multiply that. So I'm going to get 5 times 81 times negative 2. I'm going to multiply these first, right? Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 10 times 81 is negative 810. Now listen, we are at the highest level of number sense right now, okay? So these are not easy problems. These are like the absolute hardest questions. That's why they're at the end of this red book, okay? That's why I don't think I'm writing another book, because this book has like the hardest stuff possible on the test, okay?